All right, there's not a lot of games that excite me in the NFL this weekend, but if you're a fantasy guy, which I am, every week's got to excite you because you still got to win. And like a fantasy person or people who watch and cover it, every game's important, especially in the NFL when you only got 16 of them. So don't tell me that it doesn't matter to Cincinnati and Cleveland this week, because it does. And I'm picking Cincinnati and Cleveland as one of the games to watch, and not because you're getting great football, because you're not. Cincinnati hadn't played for squat, and the Cleveland Browns offense blows when you watch them. The reason I'm saying is keep an eye as Carson Palmer, who played pretty good last week. It's time. This has been one of the better quarterbacks in the league. For the last 2 years, he's taken a step back. It's time to elevate his play, as it is for the very immature Cincinnati Bengals team. But the big reason to watch is Derek Anderson and the Cleveland offense, because a 10-win team last year, a Pro Bowl-type season for Derek Anderson, and then an offense that can't throw up right now. But it'll make you throw up watching it. So the key here is Brady Quinn going to get a chance in this game? If they struggle, he will play in this game. And if they struggle mightily in this game, the next time they line up and play, don't be surprised if Brady Quinn, the former number 1, is starting at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. So Derek Anderson's got to play this game looking over his shoulder, even though they say he won't, and he says he won't. I guarantee it. But the confidence factor, quarterbacks are the most insecure people in the world because they're always looking over their shoulder. That's just the nature of this game. And when you're a first-round draft pick, you're waiting for your opportunity. Derek Anderson must play well, and that's reason to watch this game. And if you're a Brady Quinn fan, your chance may come if the Cleveland Browns struggle. Philadelphia and Chicago, McNabb and Brian Westbrook are going to play, even though they were banged up last week. Watching in this game, here's the thing. I don't think Chicago's defense is still dominant. They're not dominant. They're just not where they take over a game and carry it. They got it in them, but it's not consistent. And offensively, to me, they play not to lose. There's nothing that the threat and challenging you. And they better challenge Philadelphia because Philadelphia is going to blitz them on defense like they did Ben Roethlisberger, and they will knock Kyle Orton in the mouth, play in and play out throughout. They better get rid of the ball, and they better have some big plays because against man, you can make some big plays. On the other side, McNabb's been the best quarterback in the league this year, in my opinion. The guy's healthy for the most part, banged up last week, but when he's healthy, he's as good as we got in this league, and right now I think he's the best quarterback in the league the way he's playing right now. Philadelphia, Donovan's taken average wide receivers and made them pretty doggone good. The whole key here is I think Philadelphia's offense will move the ball better against Chicago's defense than the other way around. I think that Philadelphia's defense can dominate Chicago, and they're feeling momentum after an unbelievable pressure-packed game that they put on Ben Roethlisberger last week against Pittsburgh. Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Battle of the Bays, Green Bay coming off the loss, Tampa coming off the win where Brian Griese threw for over 400 yards in 60s. How can you go on the road and win, throw 67 times? And Chicago let that happen. I don't expect that to happen this week. Brian's a good player. His strength is not turning it over, and he threw 3 picks last week, so he's got to protect the ball better because Green Bay is going to be irritated and ornery about what happened to them this past week. I expect Green Bay to win the football game. The whole key here is can Aaron Rodgers be patient enough to not force the big play, because there's not a lot of big plays against Tampa's defense because of the umbrella too-deep defense they play, zone, and they'll blitz off the slot, make you throw side adjust and tackle and make you punt. He's going to have to be patient to do that. I think he will. I like Green Bay in this game. I don't think that Brian Griese is going to have as big a game as he did last week, at least the 400-yard game, and I think Green Bay's defense will prove that they can stop the Tampa Bay offense, which isn't overly explosive anyway, but came up with a big win last week. And then finally, the game of the week is obviously Washington and the Dallas Cowboys. The NFC East is, all 4 teams. If you were just taking the best teams in the NFC by the end of the season, you may take 4 from the NFC East, but it's not going to happen because you can't, and it won't happen. The other side of it is, I guess it can, but it's not going to happen record-wise. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they seem to be able to score on anybody, even when they're not playing well. If it's not Miles Austin, it's Terrell Owens. If it's not Terrell Owens, it's Marion Barber. And if Tony Romo throws a pick or fumbles early in the game, he's always able to overcome it, and quickly. He doesn't let it fester. Washington, on the other side, is starting to play better offensively. They're understanding what they need to do in this new offense with Jim Zorn as their head coach. And Dallas's defense needs to challenge themselves, coaching staff and the players, and say, we haven't played great football yet. If we're going to win a Super Bowl, get to a Super Bowl and win it, defense is going to have to play better because they will run into an offensive problem at some point where the defense is going to have to bail the offense out. They haven't done it yet, but I think they can this week. I think the offense has got to do everything they can in Dallas not to give up the short field and allow Washington to get easy touchdowns, because that's what will keep Washington in this football game. It will be closer than some people may think. The Redskins will compete, and they can, if they have a lead, they can hold it because they can run it with Clinton Portis. But the Cowboys are just too much, man. Even if they don't play 100%, they find a way to win. They're the best team in the NFC, and I don't think it slows them down this week. Redskins, Cowboys, one of the great rivalries. I like Dallas. Even if they don't play their best, they find a way to get it done. I think they'll play well on defense, which will be the key this week as opposed to the running game or passing game, which will be fine because they can score on anybody. But I think the Dallas Cowboys defense will bail them out this week and get a win for them at home against the Washington Redskins.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.